now that it's all tuned up, I can put it down for some other time. Just kidding. Welcome to the club. Some call it a cult, but I call it a club because it's really just for legal reasons. You can call it what you will, as long as we're together. My name is Story Grub. This is Story Grub Draws. I make mistakes. I have many flaws. I don't make friends very often, but I'd like to. And if I do, I don't mean to. And I sort of exist. I just learned how to play guitar 2 hours ago. I'm still learning. Still learning. But yeah, so just flew in from the East Coast, and boy, my arms tired. I'm doing a routine. I'm learning how to do a routine to be a stand-up comedian, doesn't, but so far I've pretty much failed miserably because I look at the dailies. I make dailies. Hold on a second. When I look back at the dailies, I'm not impressed, and neither are the 9 producers that are standing behind you, staring at me with dollar signs in their eyes and frowns on their lips. Except for you. You are gorgeous. Every time, I don't know how, but I somehow turn out magnifying upside down, don't I? You really are beautiful. What's your name? Hey, if I can't hear you, they can't hear you. What? I'm going to take your word for it then. Sorry, friends, they're very quiet. Plus, they're behind like about 10 foot of glass. I'm kind of quarantined here. I've been here for 49 years. It's been quite a while. My name's Story Grub. I like to draw. I don't do it very often, apparently. I like to talk. It should be called Story Grub Talks. Story Grub talks to himself. It's alone. It's very lonely. Very empty. Well, that's how it is. Alright. Oh, check this out. Whoa. Wait. Oh, dang it. I could do it with something else. Like this, for example. I think I could do it with this. Oh, no. Can't do it. Oh, but I should be able to. Yeah. Oh. Ah. It's going to fall and break my foot. And then I have a juggling routine. I sing a song on the ukulele backwards, and then the girls come out and they cut me in half. It's really cool. I don't serve. So basically, it's a one-time show. I don't survive the end of this show, friends. So it's worth sticking around for. Get it? Because I ain't. At the end, I'm gonna get sawn in half. Which way, I don't know. It's gonna be a jigsaw, zigzag, if you will. That's the sign of the universe. That's the symbol for eternity, is to be sawn in half. Sorry, friends. That's just how it is. Now let's draw. But my mom won't let me. No, you should save that, darling. You should save that money and put it towards your own education. Buy yourself a tablet or an art pad and some decent pens. If that's what you want to do. If you want to draw. Or whatever you want to do. You take that money and you save it for yourself. Money shmoney, am I right? Now, when we're talking millions, don't let your mom stop you from giving me millions. But no, you keep you. I appreciate that, but for me. It's not about the fame, the glory, the everlasting life, the vampirism, the lichens. It's not about the blood money. It's not about the rock and roll or the short shorts. Okay, it's a little bit about the short shorts. It's not about milkshakes. It's not about the free gravy. It's about being an artist. You know, art should be free to the masses. They don't call it the mass for nothing because it's a conglomerate. It's a group of people amassed together. And you can't spell mass without ass. And you can't spell ask without ass. So there you go. It's a give and take. It's a wild, weird little world that we live in, darling. And I'm here for it. And I don't care what they say. I'm gonna donate so much money to a donation bin somewhere. Honey, that's the rubbish bin. Wait, no, I didn't do the rubbish bin last time. That was an accident. I saw something that looked like a spot for some foods, and I just... Long story short. All right. You see I'm drawing. It's just Mother Nature. Huh? No? Okay. You turn it upside down, and it's Father Time. What the hell's going on around here? Right? Come on now. Nubby Nader in the house. Sorry, I have to do that with everybody sometimes. I have to do that with everybody all of the sometimes, maybe, every once in a while. That's a definite maybe. I want to donate 1 billion. Now you're talking. I didn't know that there was that many Zimbabwe's. There's 1 million Zimbabwe's or 1 billion? I don't understand. That's $1 for every one of those sons of guns. And again, I'm here for it. I'm doing it. I'm cashing in. Wait, where is Zimbabwe? Isn't that in Antarctica? Because I go there all the time. I am not even messing with you, kid. I would never lie to you. I would never make a joke about Zimbabwe. I mean, have I ever? Whoa, I have a bubble in my throat. Do you hear that? That's a big bubble. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna try to keep it as long as I possibly can. So, how's everybody's life going? Beyond the bubble, which is outside of me. Anything outside of me, how's it going out there? It's okay, friends, I'm back. Well, the bubble took over for a second, but I am back. It's okay. It's okay. All right, let's draw. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of these people telling me what I can and can't draw, what I can and can't think, how I can and can't see the world. And I am all about destroying it and creating anew, friends. When people say eat billionaires or quadrillionaires or whatever the stupid thing is that people say nowadays, that stupid shit that people say all the time, you know, that stupid ass stuff, that they don't even mean. They're just like saying slogans that just ring empty because of the type of person that they are. That they don't, you can just know that they don't mean it, and they're just saying it just to say it to look cool in front of their peers who don't even give a damn about them anyways. That's not true justice, friends. Shutting your mind to shut the other one up isn't freedom. It's not justice, and it's not cool. So be yourself. Don't let anybody ever tell you how to feel about other people. Don't ever be afraid to try to open people's minds and show them that you can still have friends out there. Well, I've got a friend long black. That's a really good song, actually. But it's true. And never look down on others. Just always try to lift people up. Do you notice that I don't use this finger anymore? I draw so much that there's like a nerve in my finger that's numb. So this finger is practically dead. I think the tip of it's gonna shrivel up and fall off, isn't that right, Terry? No, that's your wiener. Yeah, remember when you grew up on the ranch, you tried that once, and it's not right, sorry. That was your wiener a long time ago. Old news. No, I thought that was just recently. Well, in your world it is, because you're still a frickin' child. You haven't grown up yet, but if you would grow up, you would realize that was about 40 years ago, maybe, something like that. 40 years ago? What time is it now? Oh, it's only about 5:30. Oh, okay. Well, we got some time then. Oh, yeah, we got plenty of time. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, whatever. Terry is just such a good producer. I can't even tell you how charming he is. And how much he has gifted my life and my world. Just like y'all. How y'all do that for me. Hello, Aziz. I forget your name. I want to say it starts with an A. Alana. Is it Alana, or am I close? Hey bro, don't think I haven't forgotten about the Zimbabwe thing. I asked a question. I'm still waiting for that answer. That's $1 a day. Zimbabwe day. And then I'm waiting still. Link is in the description. Aria, I was close. Alana. Aria. That sounds like the name of like an 80s like rock ballad. Her name was Aria. Aria. Yeah. Like a what was it? George Michael's band's name? I can't think. Culture. Criminy. I can't think of it right now. Somebody help me out. Culture Club. Yeah, Culture Club. I think Terry's voice just came in my head. It's like, Culture Club, you dipshit. So you kind of sound like Kermit. Well, how do you do, Kermit? Hello, Miss Piggy. Hey. Well, I think I'm gonna go out there and mow the lawn. Right in front of all the wolves. I don't even care. They can lick my back. Getting off. That'd be a cool, because I always implement Mickey Mouse into my stuff, sort of. It'd be cool to do it with Kermit. I like Kermit. I say Kermit's even more my favorite than I wouldn't even say Mickey Mouse is my favorite. I put Mickey Mouse in my stuff because I want to diminish its allure. Because it was like a point. I wanted to make it a point of stealing him. And then like the year I started really doing it, he went public anyways. He went public and he went #1, the Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. I lost a lot of money on that rat. Son of a Walt. What do you guys think? I just don't want to think anymore. Nubby Nader. Wham, 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 Nubby. Oh, like Wham would cover it? Oh my gosh. My phone is vibrating and making noises. Or is that my belly? I think that's just my belly. I like drawing eyes, and I like drawing attention. People look at me and they're like, that dude's an artist. And I hear them say it in their mind, and I look over at them and I say, what did you just say? I kind of mess with them. And they're like, what? And I'm like, did you just in your mind call me an artist? And they're like, yeah. And then you say, you son of a gun, I'm gonna go and get my paper bat and slit your little legs with paper cuts. Remember how we used to do that back in the day, Nubby? Back at oh my God, the bicycle racks. We used to get paper cuts for days, man. People lined up around the block, 10 cents a pop. Get your knuckles cracked and your paper cuts. Nobody messed with us. We had the best paper cuts in town. Those paper bats were insane. It was the 80s. Everybody was doing it. Nubby was the first, though. Nubby was the first. I remember the day I tried to act like I was, and I got nubbed. I got nubbed right in the kneecaps. That's why they call him Nubby Nader. Don't ask me why. It's pretty disgusting, but I'll tell you why in the description. Link in the description right now. Go check it out. I'm just here to keep the peace. I'm just here to enforce the law. I'm just here to draw and do my job. Hey, Snorri? Yeah. Terry, what's up, man? Yeah, so you have been drawing. That's good, but can you not speak, maybe? What now? I gotta speak. Am I speaking out loud? Oh yeah, you're. Oh yeah, you're very, very speaking out loud. You absolutely. Yes. I'm sorry about that, Terry. I thought all that was in my head. I can't keep it together sometimes, Terry. You know how it is out here. You know how it is out here for us in the hood. The artists out here on the edge, living like any second could be their last. Yeah, stop. No. Just stop. You're doing it again. I was saying that out loud too. Oh yeah, you were. It's very depressing. Oh, Terry, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to all of you. Holy moly. Internet, see? See, Internet? See what happens here? People come and go, but love stays and grows. And that's what matters the most. Is that we can all come here and choose to take a little bite of the pie and take a little bit of that joy off there with us and create a little bit more joy out in the world rather than trying to put people down all the time. Isn't that right, Internet? Internet leaves the best comments for me. I like to think of my channel as more of like a place where people can come from all over the world and talk about weird ass shit and be themselves. And then if there's a bully that comes in and tries to harass one of us, well, we just let him go. Just let him go and look at that little bugger go. Oh, look at that little buddy. Oh, God, started dying. Let him run his little mouth off. But here we don't stay in quite kind with those stray bullies. Only every once in a while. And then make up for it if they redeem it and they show some respect, we'll give respect right back. Isn't that right? I don't know who the hell I'm talking. I'm looking over at the wall right now. Okay. I think that's a hand right there. And I'm gonna, maybe there's gonna be an elbow here, and maybe a penis over here, a nipple there, and a crotch here. So I'm working on it. I'm trying. Bullies are cute. They weren't cute when I was a kid, though. And I still have anger issues because of it. That's why I think, too, I was such a mean, angry drunk. Because if there was a bully around, I wasn't afraid to... I no longer was afraid of bullies when I drank. I no longer was afraid of God. But mainly, I was no longer afraid of myself. And that's why I can no longer drink. That's why alcohol nearly did me in. I liked it too much. But it hated me. It brought out the hate. And it put it out in the forefront. Yeah, it's one thing to have that in you. But to put it out in the forefront, oh, it is not becoming. And it would be quite your undoing. If you let it. So don't let it. Don't let those emotions take the foreground. And don't bottle them up either. You know, you gotta spread them out. You gotta choose your battles. You gotta be kind of smart about it. It's true. I'm a very, very angry person. But you wouldn't know it so much these days. Anymore, though, it's just anger that people still suffer in this world, in this day and age. I don't want to get all real and stuff, so I've got to change the subject Do you see the eyeball? I'm going to put an eyeball here, which forces me to move the face over. So just think about that, friends. If you want to build, there's no edge to the damn thing. Just stop building over here. You know, I've forced myself to do it by doing that, right? Now I've got to do something. But sometimes that something can be the best thing ever. And as vague as that is, as 1 billion% Zimbabwean dollars as that is vague, I am Story Grub and I'm here to stay. I mean, I'm going to be gone someday. And someday, these YouTube transmissions will cease to exist, just like all of us. But at least today, we were here, and we existed. Now let's go kick those Persians' asses. Oh, shit, no, wait, I thought that... Oh, yeah, no, this isn't a movie. This isn't 300. Sorry, guys, I thought this was something else. I'm kind of tripping. But I like to draw, and I mean every word that I say. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm friends with a person who reminds of me. Aria, are you talking about me? You died, the afraid. Nira, Naira, I absolutely don't understand what that means, but I'm 1000% behind you. And I don't mean that in a gross way. I mean that as a, I support you. I believe in you. I would die for you. It's true. I like to think that even if there were Neanderthals here in the planet, I would get along with them too. I mean, if they weren't trying to eat my brains or something. But, you know, that's the thing. Even if they were, you know, I might be trying to eat their brains too. So there'd be if we had a battle and then we were able to, hey, wait, stop, you know, stop, you know, let's think about this. Yeah, well, think, you know, and then we could have a conversation about it, and we could end suffering everywhere. Me and one Neanderthal, and I like saying Neanderthal because it makes sense in the long run that we are all love. And even though we could be so different, Neanderthals could love us just the same as we humans love them. That's all I have to say about it. Until then, I don't want to talk anymore. But I do like drawing. I like drawing and stuff, and it makes me happy. And other things that I want to talk about too. So now I can just move on to other topics, such as Brussels sprouts. And what are those little birds called? Hummingbirds? I just love the word hummingbird. Have you ever tried saying hummingbird? Hummingbird. Say it like that. Hummingbird. It just rolls off the little hummingbird tongue. They have little tongues. They're like little funnels, little straws. And I like these straws. They make me laugh. I used to watch them. They go, I hear their little suckles. The nectar. Mother Nature's nectar. Isn't it funny that they call it the neck and they're sucking it through the neck like little vampires? Hummingbirds. They're amazing. I don't know if you have them where you're from, internet. Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty, and I'm doing ugly good as well. I was doing ugly good around 2:30 until 2:45, I would say. I was pretty ugly good. Other than that, I am floating right now. We all float though here. We all float, and there's somebody under my chair that's poking through the bottom of it with needles, and so I have to move every few. This is of my own doing. This is how we write the show now. Now that I have like 9 producers instead of 7, they like to just like kind of mess with me and keep me on my toads. We were just talking about Kermit. I don't know if he's a frog or a chode. I mean a toad, but we're all chode. I mean we all float, and that's all we have to say about that. I mean, I think, therefore we are. How about that? And that doesn't make any sense, and I think it's really rude for me to say that, and I do apologize, but I think, therefore we are. There, I said it again. God damn it. Frickin'. Hold on. Just. Hold on. Golly, God. Just. Hold on. water. So why am I so goddamn dehydrated in a world of water? Is it the salt? Is it the salt in my water? I don't want to die. Okay. I'm a little bit dehydrated. I think that was the lack of nutrition talking. But I think we're going to be okay. Okay? Is everybody all right? Yeah, Castle Forest, like owls and stuff. Ooh. Where are you from? What's the place again? Please remind me. I'm just a simple little artist. I just need to be reminded of what's going on in the world, and who's been looking at what kind of birds and why and what and when, is all. Mind me, skin shamefully, matey. I'm right there with you. I'm just gonna call you Nat. Okay, that's right, Netherlands. All right, the Netherlands. Well, in that case, good day, mate. Yeah. Have you ever seen Dumb and Dumber? Everybody's like, yeah. The whole world just like went, yeah. I was obsessed with that movie as a teenager. I was really, really, really into film and movies and stuff and learning about them when I was in my mid to late teens, I would say, or at least 15 to 17 or something like that. I always thought we were all going to grow up to be like, actors, and it sounds like Fight Club. Thought we are going to grow up to be actors and millionaires and rock stars. Some of us did. Of course, you don't have to be famous to be an artist or to be who you wanted to be. You don't even have to be successful. All you have to be is you. And you can change who you are every day of your life if you want. And I guarantee you, because it happened to me, no one will bat an eye. You could literally just you could change your personality and from one day to the other, and nobody will. Oops, sorry, earthquakes, Californian earthquakes, everybody. Does anybody want to buy a car? They're really cheap. I mean, inexpensive to buy. Never too late to be whoever you want to be. And watch how nobody says a damn thing. But except for online, everybody acts online. It seems like there's just this war going on out in the communities, and everybody's out to kill you. And on one side, they're all trying to shoot you. On the other side, they're trying to kill you. Everybody hates each other. Oh my god! Oh my god! But then you just go outside and walk around. Everybody's like, "Hey, what's up? Oh, nice. You look good. Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, yeah, that's funny. Oh, yeah, cool. Right on." It's just the weirdest, stupidest thing. That's why I'm not on Facebook anymore. I barely am on Instagram, and this is the only platform I ever use. And this is as real as I want to get. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about that stuff if I can help it. I can't help but talk about it sometimes, though. Especially when it's right in front of you. And like I said, I don't like seeing people suffer. I want people to know that that's not what life's all about. That's not how it is out there. It's not how it is. It has been obviously in some places, and things happen, horrible things happen every day all over the place. But for the great majority of people are really freaking good, They're really good. They're just confused and scared and like, dare I say, brainwashed by everything, not just politics or anything like that. There's all sorts of stuff around that tries to shape and mold and terrify you and put you into like a category, into like a little box. That way you just like look at every other box as if it's the enemy, Yeah. I don't ever want to be in a box. I don't like seeing people in boxes. I don't like seeing anything in boxes except for chocolates, because life is like a box of chocolates. It melts, and then it melts into a big pool, And then when it hardens again, it's just all these things in one. 'Cause that's what life really is. It's all of it. It's all or nothing. Get busy living, get busy dying, huh? That's what it's all about. That's from Shawshank Redemption. Get busy living or get busy dying. And Red thought he was going to go and kill himself that night. But he didn't. He escaped. Andy Dufresne. But it's true. I used to spend, and I still do, I spend a lot of time being scared. Scared of my own shadow like a little groundhog. Groundhog grub. But I'm telling you, you don't have to be afraid of your shadow. You don't have to be afraid of anything. And I hope that one day we can all figure it out together. One day late. All right. Internet, you're saying a lot of stuff, and I think you're confusing people. I spend years of scaring ghosts. Are you a ghost hunter? That'd be cool to be a ghost hunter in the Netherlands. Oh man, I bet you guys got some cool like architecture and spots where you can go hunt ghosts. Like Ghost Encounters. Have you ever seen that movie? Little chin. I confuse people. Nah. Obviously it's just you know another language, man. So you're doing really good. But sometimes it's for me anyways, it's hard because a lot of even if you know, even if somebody speaks great English or whatever, I get thrown off because I'm drawing and then I'll look up and just see like something and I missed stuff. And so I'm confused. And I feel like I'm out of context, which I probably most likely am. Something cool happening up there, I think. Let's see. I researched like instead of being scared, I tried to scare them. No, I'm the same way. And I was the same way as I was just thinking about that, how when we would go, me and a group of kids would go down to the river, and it was pretty wide. Like the river was pretty at night, especially. It was thick. The trees were really thick on the way towards the river, and we would hear stuff in the bushes. And I remember me and another kid, my buddy's younger brother, were like everybody else was like scared and running, and me and this other kid were just walking the same pace because we knew running's never a good idea, even if it is, because a monster or something sometimes, because that'll just attract them even more. And I'm like that. I kind of I do that in everyday life too. I kind of tend to, if I'm out in public, I have a certain way of walking. I kind of walk straight with a determination. I don't know why I do this, but I'm very conscious of the way I walk and how I'm perceived by others because I'm trying to soak everything in around me like at once and because I hear everything and I hear everybody talking and I hear traffic and I hear dogs and my brain does weird things when I'm out in public and I can't help it. Like I hear everything. That's why it sucks going to restaurants and eating and things because I just can't talk to people or enjoy myself because I just hear it's like a symphony of sounds clinking and people walking and people farting and burping and the kitchen, making noise and people conversing next to me. It's so if I don't know what it is. I guess it's some kind of ADD, attention deficit thing because it's like a nightmare going out in public sometimes for me. I have to go in somewhere and just leave immediately because I just go crazy. I go crazy. And it makes me not even want to go out in public because it's so bad and it sucks because I think about going on a date with somebody. Haven't been on a date in years. um But I don't dance. I don't go to I don't go out. I mean, I go to movies and things like that. I go out into nature or something maybe, but I don't go to clubs and things like, I just so I'm like a big boring stick in the mud to most people. It's just really hard sometimes. I don't know why holy moly got onto this topic. I think I saw this person smiling and I got jealous. I like being alone though. That's the thing. I'm comfortable alone. It's just that, sometimes you just want to. I have a friend, I have like one friend that I can talk to now down here, but he's he's a little bit different. And Matt, if you're listening, you are different. You're different. But there's a lot that I have on my mind. So sometimes you just got to figure that stuff out on your own. And being by yourself helps. Because other people tend to clog the arteries. They clog the arteries. The arteries. I said arteries. Hey, Mustard. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not super comfortable. It's like maybe for me, it's I feel comfortable if it's 100 people, or I feel comfortable if it's 4 people max. But if it's like 30 people or 40, I don't know why I would get more anxious. I would feel that I didn't want to be around that many because you would feel because usually if it's that big, I become a wallflower and nobody talks to me. If it's like a party or something like that, I just find the cat and then I pet the cat for 3 hours. Pet the cat. And I wish I meant that in a more explicit way, but I don't. Nope, just a cat. Yep. Or a cute little dog. You know what I mean? No. Good, Mustard. Hey, Smokes. What a beautiful evening for watching your art. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Terry said it was okay for me to draw. And he said draw more nipples, so I've been drawing more nipples. I don't know if it's obvious, but there's about 13 of them in here. And if there's not, and I don't think that's any coincidence that there's 13 nipples in here, and then there's 13 arrows on the dollar bill. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that's love. That's patriotism. That's 1000% red, white, and blue, which turns into purple when mixed. These colors don't run; they turn into purple when they're mixed. And I am the 51st star. The star of grub. That's right. I got a tattoo on my elbow today of a star. But I'm not going to show you because I don't think you believe me. Not any of you in particular. I'm actually talking to God right now. So if you don't mind. Wait, what? Sir Smoke, I always search out the dogs or cats. Yeah, me too. Usually they like people have like the best. I mean, I don't really judge cats and dogs, but when you go over to people's places, they usually, if you're an animal lover, my friends' dogs always loved me and cats always loved me because I'm an animal lover. So those dogs or cats usually didn't get much attention. And by the time I was leaving, if I was going to a friend's house for the night, there was this dog named Pixie that my buddy had, and she was this little teeny poodle, and she like never got any attention, and it was obvious. So whenever I came over, like the first time, I would just like massage her little teeny back. She was like this big, she's very tiny, and then every time I came over, she remembered me, and she was like old and blind and crap. Um, but she would fall asleep on my lap, and I'm just like massaging her and stuff for like, however long I'm over there. The animals would seek me out, which kind of broke my heart too. It sucks sometimes when you have like a big heart, but you know, man, it sucks being so cool. That's what I sound like right now, which is also true. Uh, Two heads are better than one. Three tongues are better than some. I like this one. I like where it's sort of going. What I'm doing down here. Yeah, sometimes when you love something, like me, for example, I'll speak for myself. When I love something or care about something a lot, sometimes I have to even, if I can't help the situation or if I can't, before I destroy myself with hurt and I don't know if my heart just hurts for creatures, obviously. Sometimes, when you have to leave them and they're looking at you and people, I think my buddy's dad, I remember seeing him kick her once and she was just this little teeny thing and I'm like, "You're kicking that." And this is after I'd already like fallen in love with her and stuff, and been over there several times and he's like kicking Pixie and I just wanted to kick his head. That's the only time I really ever got violent as a kid was when people were mean to animals. I really wanted to hurt people, like bad. My adolescence was odd. But it was for the animals, man. But I grew up on ranches and stuff. We always had horses and all sorts of things, and so I was like really in touch with my animal side. And I'd always go out and hang out with the animals. And obviously, when you get older, it changes and becomes all about friends and getting away from the house and not being your parents and that stuff. But you can't help it, by the way. You always end up being some kind of weird version of your parents. Even I can say that. I'm more like my pop than I like to admit, especially in the anger arena. I see red, but I don't have to anymore. I can let somebody else be angry for a change. How about them apples? Wild horses. Step away in usually situation depends on which situations. Yeah, they feel my aura, maybe. What about my tooth? Oh, your tooth? My tooth. Probably there are 13 months. You drew. Sorry, I'm catching up on some of the comments. There's people here today. I definitely find more solace in animal friendship than human. Humans disappoint me, animals just act. Yeah. And that's why when I do find people that I get along with, they usually have animalistic traits like that. They're like simple. Or they're just down. I guess the word is, or the term is down to earth or whatever. They're just, yeah. And because I don't like to say normal, because there is no normal. Because my version of what I would call a normal person is maybe different than what you would call them. But in a way, I think I look for people that are, I don't know, somehow are just aware of themselves. Um, and I like quiet people. I get along with quiet people. I mean, I kind of get along with everybody if I could, but I can't, so I won't. I'm not even gonna try. No, I'll try. That was my gangster name back in the early '90s. I was in a gangsta hood rap group. I was called Dr. Try. Wait, Dr. Dre. What do they call him? Mr. Dre. Mr. It was either way. That was a bad joke. Bad joke. I was hard though. All the fools ran from me when they see me coming down the block without shocks and my Glock. See? I wrote all those songs. I'm a whitewasher mother. No, I'm just kidding. I wrote them all. Sir, that's the very definition of whitewashing. What's that? Well, you're claiming to do something that people of color did. What? Huh? No, never. I did it all. Can you prove it? No. Okay. Well, you're probably right. Let's just run with what you're saying. That's the way the world works too. But I do like what I guess they would call that cultural appropriation too. Whitewashing, huh? Which happens. Definitely happens. Gotta watch out for that. Okay, now I'm just gonna draw a Zimbabwe healer, a village village elder in here, and a Mayan goddess right here, and a South African eyeball face, and I don't know, a Turkish iris. That's a Turkish iris right there, and an Egyptian nostril. Huh? What? Cultural appropriation? What? Where do you draw the line? Get it? Where do you draw the line? People are looking at me. They're like, not only does he have paint on his fingernails, but his skin is transparent. You can see through the güero. But why does his art look so much like that of people from thousands of years ago who were definitely not the color of his own skin? Because God made him that way. Now take my cigar and smoke it, you genius. I'll count to 10. 1, 2, 10. It's okay. I can make racial jokes. I'm Caucasian. At least that's what some white-ass motherfucker told me. I bought a book of jokes from an old white dude on a corner once. It was $3,000 for this book. He said it would change my life, and boy showed he howdy has. I learned how to draw and offend people all at the same time. But it doesn't matter. Black Mirror. Black Mirror. Oh, I love the Egyptians. But the thing is, the thing that I always stress is that even the Egyptians said that they didn't create the pyramids. They didn't create the great ones. The other people did. The great society did. And these are my people. These are our people. These are creative people. These are the sparks, the genius of the universe. The creative souls that inhabit our universe, our cosmos. They're killer. They're awesome. They're rad. And they live amongst us everywhere, all the time. Some of them just watch. Some of them are out there creating. Most of them destroy themselves, trying to find that perfect creation, like Dr. Frankenstein. And then when they let it out, they don't know what they've done, and they don't know how to handle it, and they don't know how to deal with it, and they self-destruct. They implode. And it's very sad to see. I'm glad I never got rich or famous or all the girls or all the dogs or all the cats and kittens. I didn't get all the houses. I didn't get all the fame. Oh, man. I didn't get all the pimps and the hoes. Oh, dang it. I didn't get any of that shit. I didn't even get a pimp. No, I didn't get a pimp, man. Damn. I thought I'd at least get a pimp out of all this. By now you would think that I would have gotten a pimp. Yeah, I want to talk to your pimp. Hey, Terry, why don't I have a pimp? I want a pimp. I thought you were just referring to what I was talking about, like you were listening to us. No, I'm pretty much your pimp. Sorry. I'm your producer. Oh, can I get some water now, Terry? No. Okay, no problem. Can you draw, Story? Can I draw? Well, I'm trying to figure out this part up here. It kind of looks like your face. Yeah. No water for you tonight, Story. Oh, dang it, I shouldn't have said that. See, friends, that's why it's best just to keep your creative mouth shut sometimes, too. I shouldn't laugh. It dehydrates me even more. Okay. Study the Egyptians, the Book of Thoth. Ooh, Thoth, now you're speaking. Book of the Dead, two of my favorite books on the shelf. Yeah, Thoth. I say Thoth like the best. He's a very, there's like, he's like the hermetic. Now we're getting into it. I drove 90,000 miles an hour. Oh my God. In a dark forest's ass with my, wait, what? Oh, I read that wrong. In a dark forests with my girlfriend. It was pretty, I don't know, scary. Did you kill any ghosts while you were driving that fast, my friend? That's pretty fast. Without light. You're like, the ghosts lit the way. They were glowing. Look up here, there's gonna be some nipples there someday. Prime real estate for some nips. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean like that. Nipples. I should have said nipples. You know what I meant. Now I've just offended the universe. God dang it. Oh, what am I gonna... It's okay, I'm Caucasian. I keep forgetting. Oh, don't remind me. You know, I wish that I was just glow in the dark. That's all. I don't see color anymore. I live my world in black and white. It's the grayscale for me. It's the grayscale for me. Out here in the country. Everybody's red, white, and blue. Tennessee freedom for everybody else but me. Freedom on the shelf and a lick a duck. Making like a dance, gonna looking in my truck. Dick-a-dick-a-do and a bicky-bicky-bee. Going out to dance out in the country. Everybody down. If I could, I would change the world with my country western songs, friends. And you would all shudder. All of your knees would tremble at the sound of my trumpets. The trumpets of Jericho would bring you all down. Wait, the walls of Jericho would be brought down by the trumpet sound to make my knees in the ground. I'm sorry, the cue cards are broken. They are out of tune, and I don't know how to fix them. So this is all off the cuff. I don't know who I am anymore, and I don't care. Oh my gosh. You give me a song when I last shorts. It's cat. Hey, don't use the R word, please. Internet. That's one word we can't use here, anyways. I don't know if that's what you meant to say, but yeah, let's not say that. You could say the cat makes love to a dog. How about that? Okay. That's kind of a harsh word. Please. I had time for killing ghosts. I just remember the root. Man. I'm picturing it in my head. The root. And it scares me. So just drive safe. Make sure and wear your seatbelt. Phobia. Phobia. Long time no art. For you, maybe. Right. That's what you meant. Because I haven't done art since 1933. And I think you know that. You like my shorts? I'm not wearing shorts. I'm wearing pants. What is happening? Do you have a camera? Because the camera's not good. You need to wipe off the lens. I'm just kidding, phobes. I'm just kidding, phobes. I've been having fun with the shorts, to be honest. They promote art. They promote love. They promote indecency. All of that stuff. They make me feel good. Now it's fun actually, like having an actual character to play. It for the videos anyways, and doing shorts. It got me back into it because I was kind of like lost. I didn't know because I have a lot of ideas for like shorts and top 5 and things like that, you know. But I was sort of bored with what I was doing, and so it's nice to have an actual character to kind of to go with instead of trying to be all these different characters, you know. So the character I am now, with the glasses and well, the glasses and the tie, and this certain hairstyle, it's the character that was in my Fight Club parody that I did, and I kind of like his. He's kind of like the quintessential story grub character, in my opinion. He's the ringleader. Even though Tyler, he's the one that beat. He's the one that beat Story and took over Story. He took over creative control. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch my Art Club parody. Or Fight Club parody. It's called Art Club. And then there's one for The Matrix too. And that one really sucks. Really sucks. And then on your way out, you can leave $1 or a negative thumb print. I don't know how they know that it's a negative, thumbprint, but they just figure it out. And all you have to do is leave your thumbprint, and I'll know they didn't like it. Reminds me of The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. His name was Robert Paulson. In my parody, it's what about Bob? What about Bob? Gosh, I wish I could actually redo that movie with horizontal and just with actual actors and stuff. It'd be so much fun, like extras. Because I could play all the main parts, but if I just had like 5 people that could just play the space monkeys and other characters and stuff. But it's also fun just doing it all on your own. Ever been lost in a forest? I have been very, very. It wasn't a forest, but I was on the side of a cliff. Yes, when I was 19 on the Pacific Ocean. I went down this trail. My family and us got out of this vista point, and there was this trail, and I started hauling ass running down this trail, and I thought that my family was right behind me and following me, and so I was just like hauling butt for some reason all the way down this trail, and then I realized I had gone so far that it was like impossible for me to get back up. Um, I was like jumping over things and into things and falling down into these like huge crevices and holes that were like hidden by bushes, and I ended up having ticks all over me and stuff. But I managed to get all the way down to the frickin' ocean, and I looked like a mile in one direction and there was like nothing, and I looked a mile like down the other way, there was like nothing. So I just started walking to my right, and these fishermen were out there watching me come out of the off the cliff, and they were just like, "What the hell?" But yeah, I thought I was gonna die that day because I was like falling in holes that were larger than my body, and I thought I was just gonna fall down this hole and they were never gonna see me again. And how would they find me? Because it was pretty treacherous. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Anyways, subgenius, negative land. What about Bob? Yeah, we've been. Let's see. Yeah, I bet it is. I listen to a lot of like. Have you ever heard of the missing 411? The book or whatever about missing people in national parks and things like that. Sounds like a creepy pasta, but it actually is a happens. People get lost in the woods during or under very mysterious circumstances, and it's even if they're logical circumstances, they're really kind of fascinating. But people, but I hear people when they make it out of the woods and they talk about just being lost in the woods and not having a reference because you can't even see the sky sometimes, and um, I could easily see how it would be disorienting and terrifying if you were lost. Gone missing. Some people are never found, just like that. Yeah. But I also think too in our in I don't know what it's like in other countries, but I think in this country a lot of people. I think there's people that live out there. There's probably like societies. There's an X Files episode that it reminds me of. But I believe in like cryptids and all sorts of weird shit too. So I think there's like Bigfoot and all sorts of weird. There's like probably people that live out in the middle of nowhere because there's a lot of freaking land out there, and because there's accounts of people being followed on the trails by people that are sometimes just there was this one account of anyways of these people that were just from I don't know 100 200 yards following this one solo camper guy on the Pacific Crest Trail, I think, or something, or the Appalachian, maybe it was the Appalachian Trail. But he kept seeing all these people and they were always dressed in white, and then at night he would try to go to sleep out in the he'd set up his tent and go to sleep, but then he'd wake up and hear people like around his tent whispering and walking and breaking twigs, and he got up and all his stuff was all like riled through. And so the second the next that first night, the next day he woke up and he discovered all this. He got his stuff and he started hauling ass up the trail until like dark or something. He went as fast as he could, and he kept seeing the people like way back there, just in white, just like all over the place. And in the second night, he was forced to camp again, and he went out into the woods as far as he could, like deep off the trail, and he was kept looking and as quiet as he could to make sure that he wasn't followed. And they freaking found him again that night and did the same thing, and they were right by his tent, like talking and whispering, like right by his head. And it's just like, oh my, that would, I mean, that would scare me more than anything, man. Like, and so yeah, the next day he just ran until he reached somewhere and was able to get off the trail into like society or something. But it's those kind of accounts that and I've heard a lot of accounts like that because I used to listen to all these stories, these compilations, and Doctor, or what's his name, Doctor, Mister Ballin or whatever. I listened to a lot of him. What's his name? Ballin, Doctor Ballin. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Definitely so many hidden society. Yes, yes. Cave and ground dwellers. Oh, that's true. Ground dwellers. I believe because people think that that's crazy, but there is a society of people that live in underground in New York. There, I read a book about it a long time ago, and it's they're like mole people, and they literally live under in the sewers and in the under the in the subways, and sometimes the subways go really, really, really freaking deep, like 500 feet. Even I'm sure they go more, but I don't know how far people can live down there. But there's people that have been down in the underground for so long that they send people up to get stuff for them because if they go up, the light will just blind them. Like they're so used to darkness that they've adjusted everything to being down there, and so they send like there's people that kind of go back and forth more often, um, but it's a real thing. Even and that's a different aspect of it. That's a literal, obviously, more modern maybe version of it. But these forest dwellers and cave dwellers and secret society, they've been around for eons. Um, it's important to remember that when you go out, to expect the unexpected and to expect the terrifying. Expect at least that the unexpected might be terrifying, and adjust accordingly. You know what I mean? Jackals that lived underground from New York City to Seattle. See, that's the thing too. There's all these. Remember in that movie Us, where there's these tunnels that go all over. That's true. That's true. It's these sorts of things are true. A lot of sci-fi and horror movies are based on actual things, and sometimes reality is even crazier, scarier because it's reality and it actually happens, and it happened to two people. It was a horror. It was a horror movie to somebody that it happened to. you know, it was a true horror story, novella. But now you hear all sorts of stuff. I mean, you go back and you hear about what the CIA was doing and what they've done, and how we manipulate all sorts of weird stuff, and have all these like bases that are everywhere, and there's like energy spots all over the world that are more, there's some in South America, in our hemisphere, over in definitely over obviously in Europe. All over Europe there's stones and monoliths, and there was those aren't there by accident, and I don't think that they're there for like some stupid religion. That they're there for a purpose. Maybe they were used as for religious purposes as well, or after the fact. But at first, if not always, they were there for something else. The pyramids, all these things, all over the frickin' world, and they were doing something together. And they were, whether it was energy or harnessing energy, using their minds in a different way than we use ours today. And then this horrible freaking cataclysm happened, shook us all to our roots, and scattered us to the winds. And so then we started building on top of our stuff again, and we were sort of like the remnants. And granted, there was still probably there was like a generation or so of these superior beings or something, or whatever they were, Quetzalcoatl or whatever, and they died out, but they left us the rough plans, like the cliff notes sort of stuff. But we took that for, we took these myths and these teachings of theirs, and we made them like into dogmatic, and made them into like religions, and made everything about that, and then we corrupted everything, and as we do, as we always do, no matter how good we think we are. Because, I mean, it's, that's who we are. Thank you, Therma. Therma's my water heater. She's knocking back there. Rabbit holes, I don't know who to believe, but definitely not what we are taught in schools. Oh no, they don't teach us anything in schools. The only thing that they taught me in school was how to work a 9-to-5 job. I mean, there was teachers that cared, don't get me wrong, and this and that, but the structure of it, my brain, school was hell for me. It was torture because my brain was so fast and I couldn't stop thinking and I couldn't learn the way other kids did. And it was terrible. It was frightening for me. It was horrible. And but you didn't have a choice. Nobody where I was from, nobody ever noticed that I had attention issues. And it was a long time ago. It was the 1930s. It was before the Third Great War of 1912. I was never good at math or this time scale that we're dealing with. I'm not even sure what time it is. Oh, thank you, Therma. It's like about 6:30. I didn't know that. Therma's my water heater. She's great. She's back there just telling knock jokes. I have to say that every time she tells a knock joke because she gets jealous. Mm-hmm. She's good though. Be a robot. All the great monolithic monuments tracked time more than... Yep, exactly. Well, they tracked the stars. And they tracked celestial things, which is also time, though. That's time. Because they also use those and the stars to know when to, plant crops and water this and that and have sex with trees and eat bumblebees and I don't know, whatever they did back then. They definitely held hidden energy secrets. Yes, Smokes, you are down, and I dig that. I took a photo. Wait, really, I had a friend took his head in a rabbit hole. Ooh. As long as he didn't get bit in the face. That's why I always go butt first into holes like that. I go butt first because my ass can handle it. It jiggles a bit, but it can definitely handle it. That's right, Therma, it jiggles. You heard that correctly, darling. Therma is my water heater. She's my little baby, my little wife beater. I covered him in tree bark. I had a brother like that. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's like the strangest thing, too, all this stuff. You can know all this stuff and have all these beliefs and all this, and all these wonderful, crazy, terrible things going on all the time, all around you. And we're all in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of outer space, in the corner of the galaxy, and within a billion and billions and billions and billions of other trillions of galaxies. Maybe potentially in the middle of nowhere as well. And then as you think to yourself, what really matters, And it is. That's it. Sticking your head down rabbit holes and getting covered in tree bark, and your friend taking a picture of you, threatening your life, threatening you that he's going to leave you for the rabbits and the gophers to eat. That's what I'm talking about. That's life. That's love. I'm just joking. No, but it is, it's like you gotta joke. You gotta add, you gotta be humble. And it's weird. It's hard to be humble. It's hard to be grateful. But it's not hard to appreciate life, and then you could start there and everything else sort of falls into place. You have to, in order to appreciate life, you gotta appreciate the bad too. Like people, there's bad people out there, but you gotta love them. Murderers, convicted serial killers, you gotta love those buggers. They're just little guys. At the end of the day, they're just people. No, I just mean, people that deserve it. People draw a line, and then they can't come back from that line. But if there's still a chance that people can come back from from the edge. You gotta try. Because love is the deal, baby. Come on now, everybody knows that. Love is the deal. Love. Once we bike the city, I said, don't bike into that pissing guy in the center. I hope you're not doing a voice-to-text thing, Internet, as you're walking around the forest right now. Because if there are ghosts out there, they're going to get freaked out by what you're saying. I'm just kidding. It really is terrifying. Funny enough, when I'm having existential crisis, picking up an old black book and start drawing always... Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason I draw. I think I mentioned that a bit often. But it's the great distraction. It's the stabilizer. It's like in a dream, finding a light switch. or doing something to realize you're in a dream. To become aware, if you will. It's what grounds you. For me, it always grounded me, and it always guided me when I would sit down, because I would always go to these new schools and then find a spot and draw. And people would leave me alone also. And I got good at drawing. I guess that's subjective. But I do like to draw. I wouldn't say I'm good or bad, but I'm pretty darn good and bad at the same time, and I like to draw. Because I draw things that other people don't. And life is like that too, I suppose. I like things that other people don't. That's what we all do. We fill in the gaps for each other. We're constantly trying to fill in the gaps. And with whether we like it or not, we always will be. Always. That's a beautiful thing. All right. Well, it's time to go, friends. It's been, what is this? This is the 17th hour that I've been drawing. I started this 4 days ago. 17 hours ago. 4 days is 17 hours where I live. And I'm not going to get into it. But I'll tell you all about it right now. Living on the moon. Well, gosh, don't look over there. Living on the moon. Little Moon, Antarctica, I should say. It has its ups and downs. Mostly downs, because gravity is different on the moon too, but I like it because art is different on the moon as well. Down on Earth, he's kind of a dick, but up here, Arthur is just a wonderful guy. We call him Art. But his real name is Arthur P. Bellington. He's the first artist. He's like 1,300 years old. But up here, he looks like he's 40, 45. I don't know, something like that. Hey, Juan, how you doing? Looking good, man. Your name, it looks great. What? Try, it's very obscure. You like kind of music? Oh, you're talking? Just making sure everybody's talking and having a good time. Hold on a sec. Folding my leg. There we go. Let me drink some water, but 1 sec. Does this face make my head look ugly? Oh, that's pretty good. But just to answer your question, yes, I've been working out. Probably about 17 hours a day, as long as I can remember back. That's 45 years to the day. Oh, gosh. Hello, Token. It's 330 degrees there? 300? That's like almost 2,000 years ago. Damn, that's a long time ago. Ow. Sorry, guys, my arms. They really hurt, but they're great. Great. So, memory is it is a lot, Internet. But I must go. I hope all of you have a wonderful night. And just to let you know, art, smart. Just be yourself and have fun. And give a little joy back into the world, and put it right back in your heart as well. And remember that I'm your friend. And you can come here anytime and hang out. I also made it to where you can post things on my community page. I made it to where subscribers, maybe it's just subscribers, but the community can like post photos and comment and things like that on your own. I think I get that available. So if you want to, you can catch me there, and I'll try to reach out. Sometimes when I'm not out here or online, I tend to be a little holed up, but I do appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the support, because you guys have been commenting like crazy, and like people have been watching these little videos lately, and it's been really, it's made me it's made me feel better. You know, I was kind of in a rut, and I just wanted to say I appreciate it. And as always, I appreciate your company and your friendship. This version of friendship that I've never had before with an actual community of people that reach out. And again, you can always, what the hell was that? You can reach out anytime too, if ever you need to talk with anybody. So, I mean, if it's really bad, you know, you call the right people, the big wigs. But you know, if you just want to say hi, feel free to drop by anytime. You know that much. Later, Smokes. It was good talking about. We'll catch up on that stuff next time. We'll get esoteric in here. Bye, Phobia. Bye, Internet. You guys have a wonderful day. Okay. It's good to see all of you. Later, one. Watch the one with Tony. What did I miss? Story Wars. Right now, when you get off. When I get off. That's kind of personal. I was kidding. When I get off, I'll write it down. God damn it, I'll write it down. 'Cause I need to go and lay down and I'll watch something. What's it called? Story Wars? And then you said Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe. Okay, I will. Thank you, man. So that one where I like stabbed myself, because I think I told you this before, but in Portland once I thought I took the cap, because I used to do this, and I'd do this. I'd take the cap off and put it on like that, and then just go like that, right? But one time I did that, I took the cap off, and I was like holding the cap for some reason in this hand and I went like this, and I just stabbed myself with my pen, and it went right into my hand, and I was just like, ah! So that's where that little short that I did came from. Sometimes art imitates life. Imitate being the key word. Still have the whole. I love it. If you look closely enough too, you can see through yourself. So awesome. I am. There's no spoon. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good. Oh yeah, this is what I was drawing. I was actually drawing. So this is what I was drawing. Yes. So there's proof that I was actually doing. Okay. Have a good night. Terry, can I get some milk? Terry, can I get some? No? No? Okay.